Good evening. I'm going to call this meeting of the Hardin County Board of Education to order. If everyone will please stand, we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And Mr. Land, do you have our board commitments?
Yes. To improve our effectiveness, the Hardin County Board of Education commits to keep children first, to listen, to be prepared, to be professional, to demonstrate financial stewardship, to represent the entire district and support district goals, and to support board decisions.
Thank you. All right. Mr. Wright?
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. You have a couple of resolutions there, Madam Chair, and if you'll take care of those, we'll get started on recognitions.
Move we adopt the resolution.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
All right, thank you, Madam Chair. So we have several folks we'd like to recognize this evening. 3 students who, the Yes I Can Awards are for special needs students who just excel in the classroom, excel in their home and school life, and just do an amazing job in their academics and out of the classroom as well. So we have 3 state Yes I Can winners, and so we would like to bring them up first. Our first one in alphabetical order here is Gavin Daugherty. Gavin, where are you at, buddy? Come on up here. As Gavin comes up, I want to read a little bit about him. He's a James T. Alton 6th grade student. He's earned the Kentucky Yes I Can Award for self-advocacy. In his nomination letter for the award, the author noted that Gavin is a remarkable student who has always wanted to have a choice in everything he does. He likes to advocate for himself and what he wants to do. He's independent, helpful, and has a great big heart. One will most always find him sweeping his classroom or wiping tables before he's even is asked to do it. He asks to turn on the board in the mornings after he goes to get his breakfast. He will return the lunch trays to the cafeteria. Thank you for that. And he puts them on the counter to be washed and returned to the classroom for himself, by himself, because he has made his daily chore list. He has accomplished that. His work ethic is remarkable. Thank you, Gavin, for your leadership. All right, thanks, Gavin. Is Kajon Dawson here? I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Hey, John, come on up, buddy. Kajon is a North Hardin High School freshman. He's earned the Kentucky Yes I Can Award for academics. Kajon has learned the adversity is one of life's greatest teachers from a young age, and has utilized those lessons in advocating for himself and learning about content and life. He's an outstanding student who has demonstrated recognizable achievement by maintaining academic excellence, exhibiting school representation in a number of sports, and accepted a leadership role in a collaborative mentality on the North Middle School Student Council last year. He has an outstanding work ethic and inquisitive nature, which has contributed to the pursuit of excellence. Despite the obstacle he's overcoming, he's maintained a positive attitude toward learning and a willingness to accept and act upon feedback in order to improve his learning in all areas. Thank you for being a leader, young man. Appreciate you.
John, do they have parents here?
Yeah, or moms and dads and parents. I know Mrs. Daugherty is here. And there's some family here with John. Thank you, guys. Thank you all.
I appreciate the
Yes,
job
sir.
you're doing.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. And then Raven Turner. Is Raven here?
Reagan is not. She had surgery yesterday.
Oh, well, bless her heart. Okay, we're going to read a little bit about her, if that's okay. Yeah, so Raven is a Ronnieville Elementary 3rd grade student. She has earned the Kentucky Yes I Can Award for technology. In her nomination letter for the award, the author said that since Raven received her augmentative and alternative communication voice, and they're all called devices in her classroom, all right, last year, she has flourished. In a year's time, she was able to navigate through the pages to find the words that she wants to use. Before getting her voice, she communicated in her own way. Now that she has her voice, she's been flourishing in her ability to find the right words that she wants to relay. So thank you. All right, we have one.
Mr. Wright, is
Ma'am.
that mom? Are you mom?
Oh, no, I'm a teacher.
Yeah, teacher, yes, yes.
I
And she's
can't
a-
see that far back, I'm
That's right, she's a
sorry.
student at Ronnieville. So for the Difference Maker Awards, we had one that we could not recognize last month because she had a prior commitment, and everyone missed, Miss Allison Kimball. So come on up here, Kimball. It's like introducing Pope at Rupp Arena. Ms. Kimball taught State Crisis Management. She's a... Come on up here, Ms. Kimball. She earned the Effective Communicator Award last month. She taught Safe Crisis Management for the district, where her impact extended far beyond conveying the material. She demonstrated an outstanding ability to communicate the teacher's role during crisis, emphasizing the crucial importance of protecting each student's dignity. Mrs. Kimball's positivity was contagious, as you can tell. She has a deep passion for her students she serves and the staff for which she works. Thank you for being a leader. We appreciate you.
I believe that's a first for the flowers
I
up
believe
here
so.
now.
I believe so, Mr. Wise.
They've set the bar,
Still outside.
they've set the bar high.
They have set the bar high. So for this month's Difference Maker Awards, we start off with our Responsible Citizen Award, and Noble Taylor, when I talked to his mom earlier in the week, Noble had to work, and she just said, "Can you make the meeting on Wednesday?" Well, we can't make the meeting on Wednesday, but we'll get the award to him. But Noble really loves his job, and so I said, "Look, you tell that young man to go work." So Noble, he's getting the responsible, or has earned the Responsible Citizen Award because he helped rescue another student and the student's parent from a car after it had jumped a curve in front of Central Hardin High School. It hit a fire hydrant and flipped on its side to avoid hitting another car. Noble helped them get out safely and got obviously very wet from the spewing hydrant. So that was certainly criteria to earn the Responsible Citizen Award. So we appreciate Noble and his work and really help saving a life, or 2 lives. Carolyn Anderson, is Carolyn here? Come on up, Miss Carolyn. Ms. Anderson is a Hardin County Schools bus driver, and she's earned the Personal Champion Award. Ms. Anderson noticed that a young student was emotional on the bus ride to school. She took the time to find out why the student was upset and discovered she was grieving a family member. Ms. Anderson then ensured the student's emotional needs were communicated to the school by parking her bus and coming into the school to meet with administrators directly. Her commitment to our students' well-being is a perfect example of how the difference is made right from the start of the school day. We appreciate you. Thank you. Miss Leanne Blair, I saw Miss Blair. Come on up here. I know she's excited to be here as well. Miss Blair is a Central Hardin High School science teacher, and she's earned the Engaged Learner Award. A 2020 foreign exchange student recently returned to Central Hardin, and she visited with Miss Blair. She shared that she had decided to be a doctor while sitting in Miss Blair's class and while learning from Miss Blair. She told Miss Blair that she had recently been accepted into a medical school in Germany. Ms. Blair creates a classroom environment that pushes students academically while fostering a supportive culture that allows students to establish tremendous confidence. We appreciate you. Thank you, Ms. Blair. All right, Ms. Brittany Rossell. Ms. Rossell is a Vine Grove Elementary School special needs teacher, and she has earned the Effective Communicator Award. She advocates for all students and works hard to ensure they develop skills to be their best. Her trainings are phenomenal, and all staff members come away with so many resources for their own classrooms. She's also involved in many community events with a mission to help everyone be their best. We appreciate you. Thank you. And then is Ms. Hunt here, Ms. Sharon Hunt? Did I see Ms. Hunt? Oh, she's not here. We're going to read about her anyway. Well, maybe she can come next month or we can take it to her. But anyway, Ms. Hunt is a John Hardin High School special needs classroom instructional assistant and is an active collaborator. Mrs. Hunt has worked with John Hardin High School special needs students at John Hardin for 24 years. She's extremely talented at working with low-incident students. She goes above and beyond the call of duty. She helps in other ways. For example, she cleaned up after prom, set up for senior dinner, and even works athletic events. These are only a few ways of how Ms. Hunt collaborates at John Hardin. She helps in any way she can, but never seeks praise or attention. That's why she's earned the award. Thank you all. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Wright. Mr. Sutton, you have our focus on academics, and I'm going to take a moment. I love seeing this great crowd, and I love all the enthusiasm, and you all are more than welcome to stay for the entire meeting, but if you would like to leave and not stay for the rest of our board meeting, we'll give you all a chance to exit.
I think there've been a couple others follow now.
All right, Mr. Sutton. And before you get started, I'm going to tell everybody to tell Mr. Sutton congratulations. He was named to the KASA Board of Directors, and so he gets to share some of his wisdom and awesomeness to the whole state.
The next 3
Get
years.
to share him just a
That's
little
right.
bit.
Next 3 years.
We'll hold your medals to see what you accomplished.
That's right, that's
okay?
right. Wait for 3 years and then hand it to me. That's fair, that's fair. We'll see what
We're glad to have you there.
what
Madam
we get
Chair,
done.
if I can, I will let you know that Mr. Wright let us know that when he put up that Mr. Sutton had been selected as KASA on social media, on Facebook, so many people liked it so quickly that Facebook shut it down because they thought someone had hacked it because of how many, and that was not the case. It was truly that people
I have a lot of unknown
appreciated him.
friends. I know.
So we appreciate that.
Thank you. All right, well, we'll be quick here. Job coaches, transition readiness. Lisa Slavin's going to come up tonight, give us a little feedback on that, how that's progressing, and let one of our students, I think, speak tonight. Is that right? Great.
Good evening. We just like to do our annual update on what is going on with our transition readiness coaches around the district. And each year, we strive to make sure that we are definitely not getting complacent, but looking at every little piece of the puzzle and how can we continue to not only get the numbers that we are looking at, but also to make sure that every individual student is getting transition ready. And so each year, the job kind of changes a little bit because you get processes in place and things that are working, and then you start looking at, okay, what are some new things that we can be doing to make sure that we're getting everybody. So this year, our transition coaches at all three of the high schools have been working very closely with our employment specialists and our LI teachers so that any of our students with disabilities, special needs, are making sure that they are reaching transition readiness as well. Our employment specialist is a really unique position because they allow us to have an adult that can go and give one-on-one attention to a student with disabilities to allow them to get trained on a job. Makes it a lot easier to get them placements because the employer knows that they will have somebody there supervising them and helping them gradually release to where they're able to do the job independently. And so we've been working closely with our transition coaches and our employment specialists. The transition coaches get with the employment specialists and our special ed teachers to make sure that they know exactly which students are not transition ready yet and would benefit from 300 hours of employment to get there. So at this time, we have 2 students that are going to come up and speak about their co-op placements, and that is Faith Shenton and Jasmine Biddy. So if they want to come on up. Where are you working at? Where is it? Yeah. And what are you doing there? serving the food in the cafeteria.
Yeah.
Is it helping you learn about working?
Yeah.
What are some things that you've learned working there? You had to work with any people?
Yes.
How's that going for you? Is it going well? Yeah. Is there anything that you've had to change? Maybe the first day when you got there, you didn't know how to do something, and now you do? Can you think of one of those? Something that you learned how to do? Yeah. Is there anything you have to wear special to keep the food safe and keep you and others safe?
Stand away in the food.
Stay away from the food.
Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing it?
Yeah.
What do you think you want to do after you graduate?
I mean, time.
Yeah. What do you want to go to school for? I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
That's okay, you still got time.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to share with them?
So, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you to Ms. Cruz and Ms. Riggs for helping you. Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming.
I like helping out, serving out lunches to the kids and helping them clean and a long time, 3 years. Mhm.
And you did so good that what did they do after you graduated?
Yeah, they are.
So she's also employed in one of our schools. Yeah, there's a lot of work that goes into trying to find these placements, and we do have an amazing community. A lot of people have opened their doors and taken in our students, and graciously, the board has also offered some in-district positions so that when we have on-field slots, like in the cafeteria or office workers or even instructional assistants, we're using that money to employ our own students as opposed to just leaving them open. So thank you to you all. Thank you to Ms. Cruz, our employment specialist. Thank you to Ms. Riggs, their teacher that was here tonight, and thank you to our students for speaking. Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
All right, so next is our departmental update on school resource officers.
If there was ever a crew to be afraid of.
You're supposed to have it. Mr. Wright has to load something for us. Of course it's not. Okay, well, let me just prop to it here. Absolutely. Good evening. Mr. Lieutenant Tim Thomas was supposed to be here tonight, but he is at the Central Hardin soccer game. So, we have Sergeant Gillingham here tonight, and they wanted to talk to you a little bit about a conference that we attended this summer for the school resource officers. So he's put together a little slide presentation, if Mr. Wright can get it loaded for us, to talk to you about the conference that we all attended in Phoenix, Arizona. Correct. Which was NASRO, which is the National Association of School Resource Officers. And I believe we had 14
SROs, and of course, Ms. Atkins also attended with us.
We had each of our local police departments that work in our schools, each had representation at the conference. We went through, and as he gets it pulled up, we went through several different sessions. There were sessions on drug abuse, drug use, social media.
School safety, sex crimes, noticing trends in students, how to be a mentor, just all kinds of topics that are extremely beneficial to us.
Is this an annual conference?
It is an annual conference. We don't go every year. We try to skip a year. We use the funding from our Safe Schools funds to use as part of training for our SROs. They're all invited to participate, but as you know, in the summer, it's hard, especially with the SROs that have little ones. They're involved with other activities here at home. Are you not able?
You need to give me access.
I can't give you access right now.
Give you access.
And I'll get it you.
Okay.
Yeah, don't show us all the
Don't show
logins
us all
before
your
you
access,
sign, you know.
please.
And probably go change your password after.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would not let John Wright have my password.
I think John should change his password.
Yes, sir.
But Mr. Gillingham put together this whole presentation by
I'd really
himself.
like to
So
see it.
not only is he skilled as an SRO, he knows how to do a presentation on PowerPoint.
You do PowerPoint too, huh? So I remember from past conferences and from other training that the school board members received, we hear a lot of good things about how Hardin County SROs and our program is regarded. And I know that they've reached out multiple times to say, this is how it's supposed to be done. I assume that's still happening for us?
It is. They're very complimentary of us at Kentucky Department for Safe Schools. We're blessed because we have the 3 police departments and we are allows us to cover all of our schools, all of our campuses. So we have a great department. We've got longevity with most of the SROs that have been with the department and with the schools.
Okay.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm always
So,
surprised
yes.
to hear that other school systems don't cover all their schools and don't.
Well, they're
have-
trying.
I know they're trying.
They're trying,
We do.
but we've been blessed.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that I'm going to touch on when we go through this presentation. So again, this was the National SRO Conference held in Phoenix, July 14th through the 19th. Sorry. Again, Mark Gillingham, I've been a police officer for 31 years, 22 years with the state police, retired from there, been with the Sheriff's Office 9, and all of that has been as an SRO. And of course, Kim Atkins here is the Director of Student Services and our Safe Schools Coordinator, so we work hand in hand on everything that we do as far as school safety, SROs. Kind of my outline, what is an SRO?
Oh, sorry, you've got it. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
is that what I-
Yes,
okay.
ma'am, I'm done. You're in control.
So according to NASRO, an SRO is a specifically trained, carefully selected, properly equipped law enforcement officer that's trained to work with youth. And I will say this, not everybody can be a police officer, and not every police officer can be an SRO. It takes special people, and we try to foster that, and we try to bring the right people in to do that. But anyway, work collaboratively with the school district to work in a youth environment. Kentucky Revised Statutes takes that a little bit further, and it says, again, specialized training to work with youth at a school site requires us to have specialized training. And when we were at NASRO, one of the things that a lot of SROs from other states were astounded by the fact that we are required to have 120 hours of specialized training to be certified as an SRO. Some states have absolutely zero training requirement. If you're a police officer, you can be an SRO. There's no training whatsoever.
That's not a good idea.
Some places have 8 hours. Some places may have 40 hours. Kentucky has 120 hours. You have to take the first 40-hour class within a year of being hired. The next year, you have to take another 40-hour course. And then the third year, you have to take another 40-hour course. So we require 120 hours. If you fail to meet that requirement, you are no longer allowed to work as an SRO. You are sent back to the street. So a lot of people were extremely surprised by that fact. So again, specialized training, we have to have a written contract between the two agencies, so in my case, the Sheriff's Office and the school district. And it recognizes SROs as a specialized field of law enforcement.
And as you see there, 789 reported in school districts now. That's gone up. I think I saw the news last night. I think they're up 39 SROs in the state this year.
So what does an SRO do? These are our four primary focuses. Everybody sees us, of course, as the law enforcer. And that is our primary job. However, that is probably one of the ones that we deal with directly the least amount. Just by being there, by being in uniform, by having the police car there, by walking the halls, you know, we're trying to promote a sense of safety so that kids can feel safe. But honestly, the two that we deal with the most, that we directly do, is mentoring and education. So we try to build relationships. We try to build positive behaviors with the students. We try to build rapport. That is one thing that we stress over and over again. And then we're also getting better as far as going into the classrooms and teaching some of the students, you know, things specific to law enforcement. And then lastly, we're also emergency manager, where we get together with our principals. We work on our school plans, our safety plans, establish any type of protocol that need be, work with other agencies, fire departments, et cetera, all for the safety of our school. So again, what is NASRO? NASRO is the National Association of School Resource Officers. It was established in 1991 because there was a lot of police officers being put in the role of a SRO, and there was no formal training. So this is a not-for-profit organization, school-based police, school administrators, and school security, and it promotes, as you can see, how to be a counselor, how to be educators, and how to be law enforcement, and it provides us with an educational aspect to be able to attend training. They recognize that school-based policing is the fastest growing area of law enforcement, and you can see that as there. I think there's over 7,000 SROs in the states right now. NASRO has over 5,000 members around the globe. So who attended this conference? As you can see, there's our mug shot.
And it was 114 degrees in Phoenix.
It was, I think it got down to 93 at night, so it was warm.
Comfy, yeah.
Yes.
Right. Next slide. Wow. So from the sheriff's office, I believe we sent 9. We had 4 from the Elizabethtown Police Department, 1 from Radcliffe, and then of course Kim Atkins attended with us. And you can see the assignments and where everybody was schooled. So for the conference, over 1,700 SROs, school administrators, and security directors attended this. And that's one of the things that I like to point out is it's not just SROs. We invite school administrators, we invite security directors to come to this because it is a collaborative effort, because we can't do it alone. It has to be a collaborative effort. So the more people that go to these conferences, the more people that attend and work together, the better we make it for our schools. We had 47 different states represented, as well as Canada, the Bahamas, and they had actually some SROs from Ukraine that attended this conference. There were 60 presenters, and then they had an exhibit hall set up where they had 80 vendors that are offering school-related products and services that you could walk through and look at, see if the schools would be interested in that. NASRO has trained SROs from all 50 states and from a bunch of other countries, as you can see here. I'm not going to read them all, but the benefits of attending NASRO, I'll show you some of the training courses that we all went to. That, of course, is the primary benefit. Number 2 is networking. We get to meet with people from SROs from all the other states. We get to meet with other school administrators, et cetera. We really get to build that and learn off of each other. One of the big things for me also was team building. I supervise 15 other SROs. I may see them once a month if I'm lucky, because we work at different schools. That was a real good opportunity for us to get together as a team and especially members from the other departments that we don't ever see hardly at all, and to spend time together, to attend these courses together, to run and bounce ideas off of each other. And that was probably one of the biggest benefits. And then, of course, also see the products and services offered by the various vendors. Four of the big keynote speakers, Dr. Bernie James is a law professor. He provides a weekly newsletter sent out via email on a lot of the court cases that are going through the Supreme Court, courts of appeals, all affecting schools and school resource officers. The top cop there, he teaches and has been recognized as an expert in substance abuse and drug offenses. He's really good. Upper left there, Grooming 101 talks about how people in position of authority are able to take our youth and gain their trust in order to do not so good things. And then one of the biggest ones, Miss Ivy, I believe it's Jurgensen, and I think Kim will tell you, she did it was just, and I'll explain more about that here in a minute, but they were four very, very good keynote speakers. Kind of our conference agenda, just real quick, just to see how everything, they had a lot of activities afterwards in the evenings. So again, you could do that team building, which to me was, again, really important. Here's our courses, and I kind of broke them down into categories. So the first one will be, of course, school safety, because that's kind of our primary thing. Sex crimes and safety, drugs, social media, and then counseling and mentoring. One of the ones that I found most beneficial as far as courses was the recommendations from the Uvalde shooting. The people who presented this spent over a year, and I forget, they said, I think 3 months on the ground in Uvalde, touring the building, interviewing everybody that they possibly could, and they came in with their recommendations on what went wrong, what could have been done better, what did work, what didn't work. And heaven forbid, I hope nothing ever happens to our school, but anytime, and again, Kentucky leads on training SROs, but they don't have a lot of this information. And something like this is just really, really beneficial. Active threat response for students with special needs. A lot of times we don't think about our special needs students. How is something like this going to affect them? So those classes were really good. But you can see kind of those, and I know you attended a couple of those, or any stick out in your mind?
The Uvalde one I thought was excellent. I think just to hear from other perspectives, things that you don't think about, things that they can share out that you can bring back and do so much better in your own district. Reunification plans, that's always something that we're looking to improve in our schools in the event that we have to evacuate to an off-site location. And also, I went to one, I don't know if it's the one on drugs and suicide. That was a very good, the fentanyl, fake and fatal. That was a very good session, and the hide in plain sight. Very informative, a lot of information. The SROs may know a lot of this information. As a school administrator, I don't know a lot of this information. So it's helpful for me to hear it from their perspective.
Again, you know, we live in a digital age, in a social media age, so learning, and I'll be the first one, you know, Snaptagram and InstaChat and Tic-Tac-Toe. I know none of this stuff, so to be able to go and sit through some of these courses and learn about things that are going on with computer safety, social media, is really beneficial to me. So another one, you know, as far as counseling and mentoring, you know, embodying the role of a mentor, because, you know, a lot of students do look up to us, and we try to portray ourselves as somebody that you can come to, that you know, we are a resource. I mean, it's in our title, we are a resource, and we want to help. So partnering with school staff to support homeless students. So again, it's not just about safety. It's about all aspects that encompass a student's, you know, time at the school. And then for the kids, and I'll go back to, this was at Ivy Jerkerson, when she was going through school, an SRO at her school took notice of her and had kind of, friended her and had built that rapport. And then a couple of years goes by and he notices that her behavior's starting to change. And he's trying to talk to her. She ends up moving to another district for a particular reason. He kind of follows along. He gets a hold of the SRO at that school and says, hey, something's not right. Keep an eye on this kid. This kid was being sexually abused by her father. The reason that they moved school is the father was afraid that word was getting out, somebody had figured it out, so he moved. She ended up, because of this SRO, the first one, going to the police. He ended up getting arrested. He ended up going to jail. He's serving time. And that SRO, that relationship that he built with this girl, caused her to want to be a police officer, be an SRO, and that was that Ivy Jerkerson. She was the little girl. And I tell you that there was not a dry eye in that arena, in that auditorium, when she finished telling her story. And it just hits home that if we stop and if we take a few extra minutes to spend time with these kids and build that rapport, there's no telling, just even by listening, listening to somebody who needs to talk, we can change lives, and that's what we want to do. So in summary, I think as an SRO, for somebody who's been policing 31 years and an SRO for 9, this training here is invaluable. I said Kentucky leads in training us for stuff specifically related to Kentucky, but they don't have all the information. And I want to thank you all for providing us the opportunity to go. I think the training was very beneficial. I know my team, they all felt it was very beneficial. It enabled us to come together, I think, closer as a team. We rely on each other. And again, I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
So I have just a couple questions. So how many total SROs are in the program right now?
25.
Okay. And a lot
Well, let me say 25. I have 5 at John Hardin, they rotate days, so 20.
20 slots, but
Correct.
filled by 25 people.
Correct.
Okay. And some of the funding is coming from state safety funding, correct?
Yes, and then the state legislature gave this year $20,000 per campus. So that helps offset. So we were able to pull in $400,000 from the state this year to help offset some of the salaries for SROs.
So the campus issue is really big for us as we decide where to build schools, because one officer can serve a campus so long as you can drive to the school without entering a road that is not controlled by anyone, that's controlled only by us. So as long as you can drive
Right.
on a road that's ours, it's a campus.
Correct.
So we look at that all the time. Anyway,
Yeah.
but thank you for what you're doing, and you're representing us well, so we appreciate it.
Absolutely.
We probably have the longest longevity program of SROs of any school district around. I had a very personal friend that was at North Hardin 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's strange that he told me some of the same things as Mr. Gillingham is. He could tell you who would be successful, who would be in trouble. Just he talked to those kids and they find out tremendous information from them.
I think that's part of the invaluable.
Yeah.
I mean, we pray we never need them for
Right.
what people think they're there for, but every day they're helping
We
with.
need them every day,
Yep,
not just those days.
yep,
You know, their communication with these kids, they learn, I don't have to run from a police officer. They're not here to run from.
right,
And they're here to help.
right.
It's a great program. It's costing us, but I think every dime we've spent in it is well worth it.
Absolutely. One of the most important things we do. So, all right. John, you want to go ahead with Baird?
To tell you, that was a tough act to follow. I was going to make a crack about Director Adkins being more on the criminal side. Maybe she's in the right role, I don't know. We have some friends here tonight. They're probably a little bit foreign to the board. You're used to seeing the guy with the bow tie here when we start talking bonding. But he sent his A-team to pinch hit for him tonight. But we have Maria Long and Michael Oldages. Did I get that right? All right. And they're going to talk to you about a little bit, a new concept and something that's changed in the bonding world, update you on the bonding capacity, and talk to you about an issue we need to do in the next 30 days for some projects we have coming up. So, Maria, are you?
Yep.
Take it away.
I'll take the lead on it. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for having us here tonight. So we are here tonight to help you all authorize a resolution to issue bonds for the new West Middle School and a child nutrition facility. The resolution in front of you is for not to exceed $85 million. That's higher than the bonds we'll actually be issuing. We're approximating it to be closer to $71 million. Actual construction estimates weren't known. We had to get legal documents drafted, so that's why that number is a little bit higher. This biennium, the General Assembly passed new legislation that now allows school districts to issue general obligation debt. This is just new to the K-12 realm in Kentucky. Cities and counties issue this debt, so it's not anything new to the market, which is good for you all because previously all of your debt had to be issued through the Finance Corporation. So you no longer have to do that. There's no longer the lease between the board and the Finance Corporation. The board is able to issue the bonds directly. The debt service payments still come from the building fund, even though general is in the name of the bonds. We don't touch Earl's general fund. It still comes out of the same pot of money that it always has for your debt service payments. The general obligation bonds also tend to price better in the market, which means you all can save up to 10 to 15 basis points, and over the life of the bond, that can equate to up to $1 million in interest expense, so it's really a win for schools. Right now, we estimate that your all's bonding capacity after this project will be about $64 million with capital outlay and about $50 million without. And it's important to note that you all rebuild your capacity very quickly with healthy assessment growth and a growing student population. For a quick overview of the timeline, we'll do authorizations for the bonds tonight. November 12th, we will post the preliminary offering statement for the bonds. It's a public document that goes out to investors for them to view all the aspects of the bond offering. 1 week after that, on November 19th, we'll have the bond sales. That is the day you will actually lock in the interest rate on the bonds. It's a competitive sale. It's blind bid, kind of like eBay, so the lowest interest rate wins. And then 3 weeks after that, on December 10th, we will close the bonds, and that's the day that the district will receive funds in the bank. Do you all have any questions for us?
Is that a good time frame for the bond sale? Is there anything happening that, like Fed meetings and all that stuff that drives things all around?
Yeah, so the next Fed meeting is November 7th, and so we're kind of hitting a window in between the Fed meeting and the holidays. So we're very cautious scheduling around those. There's
And
no major market data
holidays are a big issue,
releases.
so.
Yeah, so we'll be ahead of Thanksgiving and post the Fed meeting.
Any preview what the rate might look like?
We think right now it'll be around 4% if market rates come hold where they are. So GO bonds are coming in strong right now for school districts, so. Anything else?
Anything else? All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. That brings us to recognition of visitors. We've had a few people sign up this evening. The first one will be Bobby Coleman. If you want to come to the podium.
You want to go over the rules with them so they understand.
So just since we have several this evening, typically we have a 3-minute time limit, okay? And what we're here for tonight is to listen. And if there's information that you're needing, we will make sure that you get that, but we just typically will not respond to anything tonight. But we'll be taking in the information to see what we might need, the steps we need to take, okay?
Sounds good.
All right, I have been on your website, and you guys have, for your assessment results, for elementary, 31% or below, middle, 30% or below, and high school, 32% or below. Each student gets $18,522. So there has been some major consistencies of false rumors, better known as lies, put on the public, out to the public on social media on Amendment 2. Amendment 2 will only empower parents to have more control over their children's education, give more opportunities to all students regardless of their background, provide more opportunities for students with special needs, result in a pay raise for students as it has in our neighboring states, Ohio and Indiana, increases funds for Kentucky education. The facts, the Kentucky is one of 2 states, North Dakota, that does not offer students or parents educational opportunities for school choice. Every state of Kentucky has educational opportunities like those in Amendment 2. As it stands today, wealthy students have school choice in Kentucky. It is the less advantaged students who are not able to seek education that fits the needs. Kentucky's education structure was established in 1891. A lot has changed since then, but the structure has not. Amendment 2 does not create any new programs. It is not a voucher program. It is not a charter school program. It is just simple as that, to change the Constitution. This decision is up to the Governor Bashir and legislature to determine what programs may or may not look like. One more thing here. All the amendment does is to give us more options for our kids and their parents. Don't trust the monopolies ads, to be honest about it. We want to fund the students, not the systems. And I'm encouraging everybody to either not comment on social media, or at least put the facts when you do comment on social media. And come election, vote yes on number 2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Bobby Alexander.
Some time ago, by the way, thank you, Board, for giving me an opportunity to speak this evening. Some time back, I had spoken to you about something I wanted to read out of a 1986 Time magazine regarding education. There was a writer that wrote a very broad article about many subjects in 1986, of which very briefly he addressed education. And I'd like to share his thoughts about education. 1986. We have known little but disappointment and frustration in trying to solve the problems of crime and drugs. We have an educational system that produces high school graduates who have no idea where Egypt is or in which half of the century World War I occurred. That was 1986. As I listened to the numbers that Ms. Coleman just shared with you, and I keep track of certain other data across the United States and standards and values in our overall education system, from Washington to Frankfurt, right down here to this board, I see something that's not what I believe, and I believe in deep digging I could prove this, but it would take a lot more than 3 minutes. Mr. Bland said at the beginning, keep children first. I do not believe that we're keeping children first in Hardin County, Kentucky, as well as the Commonwealth of Kentucky, because if you look at the results from around the Commonwealth, you can see a lot of numbers very similar to what's coming here. And she read the numbers. If you look at the dollars that you folks are spending, it's not just 11 or 18 per child per year. It's the total package that we have to pay for. Now, I'm not here today to complain about paying taxes. I'm here to complain about the value that we're getting for the taxes that we're paying. That's my complaint. As a citizen, I have every right to do that, and I'm doing that. It's sad today that when we had some recognition of some students that this room was packed. But when it comes down to talk about the education of the children, the parents are not here. And I have to wonder, where are they? Are they satisfied with mediocre standards or low standards in this county? Are they happy with their children doing maybe mediocre? Are children just being graduated and passed along because that's the thing to do today without consideration of how much they know? You look at the statistics, folks, and you have to wonder what is going on in these high-class Taj Mahals that you people keep contracting to build. I've been living in this county since 1997, and I don't believe there's been a day in that time frame that you hadn't been building a new school. And I see there's 2 more online. When does it stop? When do we get enough? When does it taxpayers get a break? Is that my time?
That's your time.
Well, I thank you again for having me an opportunity, giving me an opportunity. I will see you again, hopefully the good Lord willing. But just one quick statement. I'm just an old senior citizen that has no interest in this county school system other than the fact that I support it financially. But I am here to represent parents that apparently don't care
Thank you, Mr.
what
Alexander.
happens to their
Thank you.
children in this school system.
Next is Stacy, thank you. Next is Stacy Riggs.
Hello, I am Stacy Riggs. I am a teacher at Northern High School, and I'm also the president of the Hardin County Education Association. On behalf of the Hardin County Association, we just actually want to say thank you for the 6% raise that you all gave us, and that we appreciate all that you all do for us. We know that you have done several things for us and our fellow colleagues, and we just want to say that we look forward to partnering with you all and working with Read Across America, and just thank you so much for what you do for our community.
Thank you. And next is Lawson Berger.
What was the first name?
Lawson.
Okay.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me a moment. My name is Lawson Barger. I am a middle school science teacher. I also have 2 students in this wonderful county. I'm glad they come here. I would like to read an opinion piece by Nanette Johnson, if you'd entertain me. She writes, I am a parent, grandparent, and retired educator. I support the right for parents to choose the best educational path for their children. The 5 misleading mailers I've received in support of Amendment 2 are funded by out-of-state groups and are looking to profit from Kentuckians in the same way they have other citizens in other states. Guided by my values, I feel it is necessary to speak to the importance of honoring commitments and also address false information distributed in print and on television. The advertisements promoting Amendment 2 make 4 key claims. Claim 1 states that approval of Amendment 2 will provide support for low-income students in difficult situations. Well, the average tuition cost in Kentucky is $7,321, and in Louisville, it's over $10,000. If families receive a voucher covering the state-allocated per-pupil amount of $4,300, how will low-income families cover the remainder of the expense? Not to mention the cost of hidden fees, supplies, breakfast, lunch, transportation, etc. This all the school does. This claim is false. It does not offer support to low-income students, but instead places an additional financial strain on their family while reducing funding to already underfunded public schools. The second claim states that Amendment 2 will provide more resources for students with special education needs and educational opportunities for all students. During my years as a teacher and school administrator, and mine too, I saw many students transfer from private schools to public schools because the resources and services they needed weren't available. Parents shared that they were told that public schools would better meet their child's needs. Private schools can and do choose not to serve students with learning disabilities or behavioral challenges, not to mention students with severe needs. While many private schools do well within the students they select, they are not equipped with the staff and the resources to provide more educational opportunities and support all students, as the advertisements claim. The real choice that is advertised is not for all students and families. The choice is in the hands of the private school. They can choose from the students who apply based on their ability to pay all associated costs and based on the extent of their behavioral and educational needs. This claim is false and based on over 35 years of experience in education. I wish I could read you more, but I believe the point has been made. Thank you all very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and that is all that have signed up to speak tonight. Next is our construction updates. We got updates from our 3 construction managers and our architect today at our lunch meeting. And I think we are about to wrap up Phase 1 at Central Hardin. Working on a punch list and getting some things done there. Phase 2 seems to be coming along pretty well. And still hoping to be on track and on target with that. And West Hardin is getting underway, at least with moving some dirt and things. They've got a lot moving over there.
The weather has been, we need rain, I know
Yeah.
that, but since we haven't gotten any, it's been exceptionally good for moving dirt, so they've gotten a lot
And they are taking
accomplished.
advantage of it,
They are
yes.
taking advantage of it,
So-
believe me.
That's a good thing. Does anybody want to add anything?
I just want to add that Central Hardin opened as Hardin Central in 1976. That's why some of the things have to be replaced.
Absolutely.
And how old is West Hardin?
67 years.
Yeah.
It was built in 1957, the year I was born.
Yeah, so. The internet cables in that building are
Yeah.
old.
And also, we build schools to specifications that no private schools will have to be built like. We have safe places, we have tornado shelters, we have everything possible, special hardware on doors. We are building what is required by us to do, and it is costly, but we're doing what we think are right.
Including the new guidance we've gotten about how to defeat systems like happened at Uvalde, Texas, for instance.
Yes,
That costs a
absolutely.
little bit of money.
It costs money, and
And it's well worth it.
we're providing some of the finest services, just like the SRO gentleman back here, one of the greatest they are. We're providing those services that will not have to be provided on these other
That's right.
schools.
That's
And
right.
that's not fair to compare us at our cost to what their cost is gonna be.
And I'll point out that the 2 ladies that came up and spoke about their employment opportunities happened because we serve those special needs schools, those special needs kids, which will not happen at a private school. They would get sent to our schools because we do it.
Absolutely. I've been it, I'm okay.
Did you get it out, Charlie?
I better stop.
All right. Consideration of the consent agenda. Instructional services, approval of high school 1/2 credit course in civic literacy that includes the required instruction as listed in the proposal beginning the 25-26 school year. Approval for the Central Hardin High School JROTC drill team to travel to Daytona, Florida from April 30th to May 2nd via commercial carrier. We received monthly financial services, orders of the treasurer, school activity fund balance report. We got our 23-24 audit report today, and we expect a clean report from that. They had a few minor things that they have addressed, as would be probably expected with a new auditor, but nothing major, so we were very pleased with the report. Approval of the SFCC fiscal year 25 KETS offer of assistance. Approval of the cafeteria kitchen beverage bid from 24 to 29. BG5 for the new East Hardin Middle. Approval of the Reeser property letter. Approval of change orders 1 and 2 for the Central Hardin High School turf project. Approval of change orders 119 and 120 for Phase 1 of Central Hardin High School. Approval of BG1 for a new North Park Elementary School. Excited about that. Approval of a contract with Cushman and Wakefield for appraisal services. Received information on central office flooring. certified and classified personnel actions. We received the SBDM minutes, PAC information, and approval of board minutes. And that is it on the consent agenda. Does anybody have anything that they want to pull out or discuss?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second the motion.
I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. On action items, we have our bond issuance, as was previously discussed. Does anybody have any questions or any discussion in regards to that?
Do we have a resolution to,
It's on here.
It's on here.
is it on the screen?
We don't have to do the finance core anymore.
Thankfully.
Yes.
We never do this move.
So we can do it right now. So I can read
Well,
it.
there it is.
It sounds good. Yes.
All right, so change glasses so I can actually see it, because, man, somebody used a tiny font.
Sure did.
Yeah, I recommend that the board adopt a resolution to issue bonds not to exceed $85 million for the purpose of constructing a new West Hardin Middle School and child nutrition facilities. So that was the recommendation. I'm sorry. So the motion is, I move that the board adopt the resolution to issue bonds not to exceed $85 million for the purpose of constructing a new West Hardin Middle School and child nutrition facilities.
I'll second the motion. It's two separate projects there.
Yeah, but one motion for two.
One motion for both projects.
For one
We're
bond.
doing one bond
Yeah, one bond
issuance.
issue, okay.
We do a little better if they issue the bonds all at
Yeah.
once. Yeah.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Didn't
I
know
was
what you're
thinking
doing over
somewhere
there,
else,
Charlie. All right, I don't think we have any new business.
One little thing I'd like to bring up, you know, since I've already got been it once. We met with elementary teachers. Excellent meeting this week.
Oh, yeah.
We don't do much through the week, you know, we're just board members. But those people don't have anything to do with evening either. But they came in, they gave their time this week. We met with them, we addressed concerns of the schools. And we are doing what we think are right, and they are telling us, are helping guide us to what we think is right. So if there's people out there got better suggestions, I'll sit and talk to any one of them.
And
We appreciate you all.
Yeah,
that meeting was
absolutely.
open, so,
Yes.
announced and open, so.
It was a very productive, very informative meeting, so we appreciated the time. All right, superintendent's report?
Yes. Been waiting to do. So here, I'll let you be Vanna.
All right, I can do it.
So one of the things, if you go into any of our schools, you're going to notice a poster at each of our schools stating 6 or less. And thanks to Mr. Wright for creating this for us. But we've really been focusing on attendance this year. Since COVID, there seems to be a thought that you can attend when you like or not attend, and not by the majority of students. But unfortunately, we do have some students who miss a significant number of days. That was something that was mentioned by our elementary principals the other night, that it is near impossible to educate students when they are not present for school. And we understand students will be sick, but we do have those who are what we would consider truant. So we are really working hard to be positive with this, and we are just encouraging families 6 or less for Trojan Best, Bruin Best, and Bulldog Best. And the reasons for this, it will come to fruition. You will make more money after graduation in the workforce. It will also allow you to be part of the workforce, because if you don't show up for a school, the chances of you showing up for a job after high school does not seem to exist. The second one, improved chances to earn a college degree or a vocational certificate. And again, that is being post-secondary ready, life ready, as we like to refer to it. And then become better students by achieving higher grades in all subject areas. And again, that is going to increase your likelihood of success. And then the last one, which is probably one of the most important things, is to build strong social skills, recognizing that you can overcome even if you don't feel like it. If you get up and make yourself go, you realize that it is much better when you get there. So again, we're trying to really encourage our students and our families and our parents, 6 or best, excused or unexcused, for the entire school year. You're in school 174 days, I believe. And so if you can make it 6 or less, and again, that's excused or unexcused, is what we are really shooting for this school year. So just encourage our families and our students to set that as a goal for your household. Thank you.
Welcome.
Good job.
All right, I do not think we need an executive session.
No, ma'am.
Board calendar, October the 24th, 6 PM is our KSBA 4th Region meeting at Meade County College and Career Center. November 4th, FDEA offices closed. November 5th, presidential election offices closed. November 21st will be our next regular board meeting. Our lunch meeting will be at Heartland Elementary, and our regular evening meeting will be back here. I thank everyone for coming out tonight, and if no one has anything else.
Just one last thing, vote. Regardless of how you vote, get out and vote,
yeah.
encourage. I
Very
think our
important.
last election, we had less than 10% turnout. I know with this being a presidential election, would really like to see that hit all-time high. So again, just encourage you on that election day of November the 5th to get out to vote.
Absolutely.
I second that.
Yeah.
One of our greatest privileges and
That's right.
responsibilities.
And responsibility.
Responsibilities.
Yep.
Yes.
So, all right, do I have a motion?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you all.
Good luck to Central Hardin Bruins.
Oh, yes.
Soccer girls team tonight and the boys team at state.